Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday Underground stream. Today sadly we have the last episode of Monarch, but on a high note, it was a fantastic episode, and Tommy and I were going to be talking about that, and then obviously we're going to be going over to the Rumble portion, which I did something new and different since I'm doing the beta thing for it now. So I should be live over there, and the setup should be a little bit different. I don't know how it works yet, but I'll be taking a look soon. And we do have some spicy topics for sure to cover on the Rumble side. Lots of insanity, including dog medication that might cure something. I can't even mention it here. They'll probably nuke the channel. E.G. Carroll, if anyone knows who that is, that's the crazy woman who accused Trump as for something.
The best is what the new narrative she had for court. Because didn't that shit happen like way before he was ever in office?
Yeah. Well, that she claims there's no witnesses or anything, and he didn't get to defend himself or speak in the trial. So
just like Kavanaugh, just like Clarence Thomas. Wow, I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah, but let's not apologize. Let's not apologize for that because it's the wrong side of the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently. But there's some insanity with that woman. Holy crap. Apparently she's been active. They've had some videos and other stuff along those lines showing how insane this woman is. And
I'm just saying that this is what happens when you give a crazy cat lady the mic.
Yeah. Well, you could tell what was orchestrated, and it's more proof of it. But yeah, we'll show you some footage, which is hilarious. This is something else. But there's plenty of crazy stuff going on. I don't know if we're going to talk about it today. We might not have time, but if not, we'll do it on the Sunday. I want to talk about artwork that's being traced and lifted, that's being used in comics, because I've seen some really stupid stuff recently that are trying to justify it, and I got my views on it. And it's something I think it'll open up to a bigger conversation. So maybe we'll wait until Sunday for that. What's up, Sim? How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
We got some good people out there in the chat, and it looks like the Rumble portion is actually working where I can see the comments and stuff. So Adega, it says that he's on the Rumble portion, so that's awesome. I'm glad that that's working at least. We got some cool people out there. We got Papa Cotton's in the house, Keely Chow. Maybe it's better if we'll go from the top. Oh, Iceman Modeler, what's up, man? Excellent folks. Bone is in the house as well.
What up, Bone?
Hello. But we're gonna get into some stuff here. But first, we'll jump into the Monarch discussion because holy crap, this was a really good episode. Tommy, I know you have your views on it as well. Because I know we were talking. You said that you started out a little bit weak, and then you said, "Holy crap, what did it ramp up?"
Yeah, it did. I really did feel like this one started off a little bit slower, which, I don't mind if an episode starts off a little bit slower, as long as it picks up and it has a good crescendo. And I think this one definitely did that. So, I mean, you get a little bit more of what happens after they go through the portal and, Keiko finally finds out who Kate is eventually, finds out about Shaw. And Shaw's hiding his identity from him, and it kind of makes sense because it probably would be a shock, seeing how much older he is, not realizing that her time in the Hollow Earth, how much time in the real world has passed, because she has no clue. She thinks she's been there a few weeks.
Yeah, she said 56 days she thought she was there, or which she could gather. And apparently, time works differently. And I thought that was wise how they did that, with having his character kind of hiding until, she kind of realized it a bit. Because it would be a massive shock. Because she's like, you sound a little bit different, And then as when they see each other again face to face, and something that he says too, like she realizes, this is 100% him, and it's kind of heartbreaking too. To see those characters.
And she finds out that Bill is gone.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, I don't think he gives her the complete truth on Bill either.
Yeah, I don't think he knew the full truth. The last thing that anyone knew is that he was lost on that island. There was no other confirmation about that. And granted, we didn't see an on-screen death or anything either for him. You know how the series opens up, like he just narrowly escapes getting squished in the middle of a fight with the giant spider and that other creature. Um, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And yeah, then his bag with all the tapes got found in the ocean and whatnot. So like again, they did some pretty good elements. I'm kind of curious if they will do anything more with his character later on, but
I don't see how they could at that point because he didn't have the effects of the Hollow Earth, so he would have definitely aged and have been dead by then.
that's true. But I meant like unless they had done another flashback to connect something. But for what it is, though, I thought they did a very very solid job. Um, yeah, that was pretty cool too. Like she had no idea like what was going on. She asked about her son right away, and to see that she's got a granddaughter there was like that's another huge shock for her.
It's kind of funny that they didn't mention the other grandson from another mother. They didn't. She don't find that until after. Well, obviously they come through the portal. Yeah, and they come back to the real world, which is pretty crazy because Kurt Russell's character, Shaw sacrifices himself so they can get through.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. So I guess we know why his character doesn't pop up in the other movies. Do you think there's any slim chance that they would have made him survive and he just got stuck there?
I don't know. It seems kind of odd that they would already dispose of Kurt Russell's character and his son that quickly. Mm-hmm. I think we might wind up getting some more of them. I think we're definitely, if they go season 2, we'll definitely be getting more flashbacks with the son.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The ending of this episode, though, because they run into, it looks like that same dragon-like creature that they ran into what was that, like the second episode or something?
Yeah, I think it was.
So it looks like the same dragon-type creature that they ran into one of the earlier episodes. And as this thing is like attacking Shaw and attacking the pod that they're going to launch themselves home, who comes through the rift? Our guy, Godzilla.
Oh yeah, and that was amazing, that clip. Yeah, because it's cool. Basically, when they figured a way on getting out of there, and they were using that emitter, the thing that was sending out the waves that attracts the big monsters and stuff, and they reversed it, and they figured a way of basically how to lure in one of the bigger ones that's on the regular Earth. Because once they do that, like it opens up the portal, basically. So, yeah, and they were summoning somebody big. You didn't know until that thing was attacking who walks through. And man, that was a great fight that they had with Godzilla in this thing. Holy shit. Yeah, and again, just to show like again how powerful and how badass Godzilla is. That thing got a couple of good shots in, but then Godzilla destroyed this thing, ripped off its wings. I was waiting for him to just beat him to death with it. It was pretty freaking awesome. So it's like, yeah, that's where they put a lot of the budget was towards the end of that, because that was an epic scene.
Well, I would say all 3 of those last episodes were really good. I mean, there was a lot of special effects in 8, 9, and 10. So yeah, if you're talking about the bulk of their budget was spent on a really good season finale, I think that was well spent. I just wish that they could have did something a little bit more interesting in what are basically filler episodes.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, they petted it out too much. I don't think they had to do it as much as they did. Had it been a little bit tighter of a script all around, you could have easily cut that down into maybe 6 or 7 episodes and just give us a lot more of what we wanted. Because a lot of it got convoluted, I think, with the her son and the multiple families that he had there, the ones in America and then the ones in Japan. That was a bit much. You could have narrowed that shit down. And like I said, cut out some storyline that was kind of unnecessary. But overall, it was a very solid series. So if you guys haven't seen it and you're curious about it, like Tommy said, I think like you could do the sign up and it's kind of like, what do you have it like for?
Well, I mean, I know I did it through my Roku, and I wound up getting 3 months for free.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the other sites might offer you about a month or so, but even then, you can get through this whole series in no time at all.
Yeah, pretty quickly. I know Adam said he was doing that, but
Now, where is it that we can access the series if we don't have Apple devices? Is it?
Or you can go on Roku, or you can go on anything. Like I said, I got mine through my Roku.
Gotcha. And you just have to have a paid Apple, whatever.
No, you don't need anything.
Really? Oh, that's good to know. I think.
Yeah, because my Roku and my phone, I don't even think they're connected. So, but yeah, Roku offered 3 months for free. It's like if you just look around, you could find sites that are going to give you free 30 days for Apple TV, because it'd be kind of pointless for Apple to make it exclusively just to people who have iPhones. That would really limit their reach. And I think that's why they sometimes run promotionals on other services. Like they probably have them on Amazon Fire Stick and stuff like that too. You just got to look for it. If you go to check out the app, you'll probably find out if there's anything free, because that's how I found out. It was 3 months for free on Roku with the minute I opened up the app and downloaded it on my Roku.
That's pretty awesome.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, but I think they did some solid stuff. Her grandson, that side of things, and her son, what they showed like on kind of regular, what is it, 2015, 2016 timeline. They're working. They start to work with that company that the other evil company, basically. That the what's her name? May? Is it May? The black chick? Yeah. That she was working with, and ultimately by the end, you see when they're pulled into that portal again. That creature was attacking when they're trying to get out of there, and they're like in this kind of bubble unit thing that he first landed in when he got to Hollow Earth the first time in the early 60s. That thing got left in there, and basically like they were going to use it to kind of transport and get pulled out of there. But when that thing started attacking, it loosened one of the wires that was making the signal, and Godzilla was walking away, and he jumps out of it to kind of reconnect it for them. And when he does, that's when that other creature started attacking even more, and Godzilla comes in. He doesn't make it inside the into the hatch and all that. But they kind of reversed it too from the first episode. So she's holding on to him, and he's saying it's okay. It's he did what he had to do, and he's amazing. It's amazing to see her again and all this stuff. And he says kind of pretty much his goodbyes, and he rips her hand off. So he makes the big sacrifice in order to save them. And again, he showed he was the hero and all that great stuff. But when they get pulled into current times, what is it? 2 years had passed.
3.
Oh, 3. And she sees her son for the first time in all these years, and she can't believe her eyes. And like they're both crying and they hug, and she's like, "You got so big," and all that. And then he goes, "This is your grandson."
Kate introduces oh god damn, what's his name? I can't think of the other kid's name now. Shit.
I lost it too. What was his name? I watched it last week, so I've already forgot. But
the one thing I want to say about the whole thing with Kurt Russell is that there was a lot of ways, like
Kintaro,
yeah. So there was a lot of ways they could have screwed this up, and they could have took the woke route, and they could have just made his death meaningless and everything. But they actually made it so he was actually doing something, that like a man being the hero and pushing them to safety, kind of in a way. So yeah, I really did like how they did that. There was no garbage, for the sacrifice for him. It actually felt like it had meaning, and that was actually really refreshing to see in the series. Because you almost expected them to just kind of dump him off, like, screw him. Let's just get rid of him. Yeah. But no, they didn't. They made his death meaningful, or at very least, if not his death, his sacrifice to stay behind meaningful.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense and it was good. It was strong. That's what you needed. Something, with some weight to it. Because then at the very end, they're kind of being rushed out of there, and they didn't realize who was helping them, and it was the woman that was running that other evil organization. Was that the one that was responsible for
Apex? Mecha Godzilla. Yeah.
Okay.
Apex.
Yeah. So like they're kind of being rushed out of this place. It's got like military all over, and you just hear something in the distance, and they're like, "We got to get out of here." And the final shot, as everyone's kind of like running and leaving, is King Kong like kind of coming through the trees and like roaring at the camera. It was awesome. But yeah, that'll lead right into Godzilla versus Kong.
So
yeah.
it's leading into it's leading into another movie. So we're not going to get a season 2.
Well, it leads into the original movie of Kong versus Godzilla because
Gotcha.
Yeah, because the year that's why they kind of did the whole series like around 2015, 2016, and then like it leads up into So I thought they did a really good job with it. Pretty good stuff. So it's like the events of Godzilla, the first one into what we ended up getting with Kong and Godzilla. So it was smartly done.
By then, this year would be 2018, 2019, because they said 3 years had passed.
Yeah.
So
now, would you recommend folks see the movies first before they watch the series?
I would say you definitely need to see the first Godzilla movie first. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that this show actually references from that first movie.
Yeah. Maybe like King of Monsters as well.
Yeah, for the Apex part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So watch those two, and then when this is done, watch Kong versus Godzilla.
Or you could watch Skull Island too.
Oh yeah, Skull Island. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. Actually, you could. That's the first one you could technically watch. Is Skull Island. Yeah, it'd be better that way because the very first scene is on Skull Island. So yeah, that would make more sense.
Cool.
Yeah. So Kong, then the 2 Godzilla movies, and then Kong versus Godzilla after. There you go. There's the
just a little bit of homework there, but no, thank you very much. Because everybody was all excited about the Continental, the series that follows John Wick. So I had to get the lowdown going. Okay, I'm a typical chick. I've never seen a John Wick movie. So how many do I have to watch before I can watch the series? Because the series looked really good. Finding out that I could get away with one movie.
Okay.
So
wait, so you haven't seen any of these either in the MonsterVerse?
I've seen some of them in the MonsterVerse. Like I remember there was one that had Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston. My Loki.
That was Skull Island.
Okay, so that one I know I've seen. I don't remember if I've seen the other ones.
All right. Well then, yeah, you should be okay then with that first one. If you already saw it. I mean, if you want to freshen up and watch it again, that's no problem. But it's not super necessary. You saw John Goodman's character in it. Like he's the one who kind of leads them to that island.
Right.
And yeah, he was recording everything, he was filming everything. So that's basically all you really needed to know, and the other events of what happened anyway. So it's not such a big deal. But like I said, it was pretty solid. I thought they did some good writing with all that stuff.
And CJH, I understand what you're saying. Me personally, I still have my reservations about seeing -1. I was talking to somebody I trust, and they said it's actually still a good movie because I see all these. Let's just put it flat out there. These bigger YouTubers, the same guys who simp for these companies that they hate, watching every single Disney product that comes out while they're telling you what a shit fucking company they are and how the movies are horrible. Okay, well, why are you watching it? These are the same people that came out yelling about how good -1 is. And it just made me not want to see it, especially people who know nothing about Godzilla and you've never heard them talk about Godzilla, talking about how good it is. It just kind of the whole thing turns me off because those people turn my stomach. And there's been a lot of other movies that they suggest that everybody see because this is great. This is definitely for us. And I watched these movies and I thought they were just big giant balls of shit. I'm sorry.
I'm glad I don't pay attention to any of those YouTubers and I don't watch any of their content.
That's why I stopped watching all of them. What's going on, Soul Assassin?
What's up, Soul Assassin?
You can watch Kinky Kong. Same plot, totally different.
I don't want to know what he does with those bananas.
Papa, they have a few things with skeletons, but not anything like the movies. Like there's a few things here and there, but yeah.
Yeah, but again, I think they did a great job overall. It is worth watching. There's a handful of stinker episodes in between. Because if anyone's been watching kind of our reviews through them each week, yeah, it's kind of like there's a couple of banger episodes and a stinker episode, banger, stinker, and then like the last 3 are all bangers. I'm surprised no one said giggity.
That's because Adam isn't here.
That's right, man. Yeah, maybe he was still trying to watch him because he said he was kind of plowing through them.
Yeah, ew. Jesus.
The episodes.
Not okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, we
Not
haven't
even
played
a half hour in, and I got one already. Nice.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we played those, and it just has a refresher too, in case you guys forgot.
Friggin' frog's gay.
Papa, I see you like the skull crawlers. Yeah, I know, because she had such a small role in that movie. Yeah, that's why I didn't mind Skull Island that much, because her role was so minimal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a shame she didn't get stepped on like Samuel Jackson. That would have made the movie even better.
Well, her feet were just as big as Kong, so. But
whose footprints is this? Is this a Kong or is it Larson?
Right.
I can't tell.
I'm surprised they didn't use Hiddleston again in any of this stuff. I thought they could have had a good opportunity to kind of implement him back in, or his character at least. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the movies do anything else with it. Because again, Hollow Earth time moves differently, and what they're setting up with the new film as well. I don't know. I'm curious to see where they're going to head with it. I hope it ain't going to suck. The only thing that bothers me is like there's from the trailer that we saw, there's like that kind of cutesy rootsy version of the apes.
Well, basically what they're doing is they're setting up that there's a whole different hierarchy to the Kong species.
Yeah. Oh, so I know what they're setting up.
I think that baby gorilla. Mm-hmm. I think it's supposed to be of the same species as Scar King, but I'm not 100% sure. So maybe Godzilla winds up adopting this thing. I don't know. It's
we'll see what happens. What's up, Trina? I see she's in the chat. She's asking which is better to jump in, which chat. Well, technically Rumble, because that's the one that's going to be going on longer. But it's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Trina's trying to cause division between the chats. Let's have a chat fight.
Oh no. Speaking of fights, there was some funny stuff that happened too. I don't know if anyone saw that. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He had to school Howie Mandel and his daughter. That was hilarious. These Hollywood people are just so disgusting. And granted, like I don't have any love for Robert F. Kennedy, other than he did the right thing with his litigations, going after certain, big pharma and all that crap, and what they had done.
We're now going to call those things the Papa Drops.
The Papa Drops?
Yeah, because you get popped and then you drop.
That's true. So the Papa Drops, they were talking about some of that stuff, and Howie's like, "Well, there's no facts in this," and blah blah blah. So Howie's daughter jumps on the website for the CDC, and she starts reading off all these things, and he's just sitting there like he's nodding his head until she's done, and he's like, "Yeah, okay," and then he goes and pull up this study. She reads that full thing, and she's like, "Well, I don't understand what it is." He goes, "That's the CDC who said it." And she's like, "What? I don't understand. What's the reference to this?" He goes, "That's their study. That's what they proved. What you just read to me is 100% what they had done, and how many people, had dropped and all this stuff." Like, he was schooling them on all that stuff, and how he kept doing the classic Hollywood liberal bullshit, which was just, it was ridiculous. I didn't know how bought that guy truly is, because from what I've seen in the past, he never really talked too much about that stuff. And he's sitting there trying to scream, "You're anti-vax, aren't you?" And he's like, "No, I'm not." He goes, "I've gotten all my shots. I just haven't gotten the coof shots." He goes, "Because I don't." He said his personal view is that, and the stuff that he's been litigating proved otherwise about what they are. So he didn't want anything to do with them. And Harry's like, "Well, but you're not a scientist." He goes, "Yeah, I just spent my whole career studying these things, and I'm still in lawsuits." And basically, Howie even confirmed, he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot, you're like the Erin Brockovich of that stuff. Yeah, you haven't lost, have you?" And he's like, "No, I haven't." So it's I think what is it? Trust the science?
No, that's the left, and that's your authoritarian leftism, where they argue, argumentum authority or whatever, where they basically appeal to authority. It's like, well, you're not the expert or whatever. It's like, have you ever questioned that maybe the experts aren't the experts?
Exactly.
Have you ever dealt with our healthcare system here? Mm-hmm. Some of these people are just, blindfolded, throwing shit at a dartboard.
Oh yeah.
They're like monkeys throwing feces, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
100%. There's others. Maybe we should jump to the other topic first, because there's something else this leads straight into, regarding some of the doctors who left their practices and that they tried to erase them and their medical history, and their background. It's insane. Dr. Peter McCullough and his group of people, the other scientists and doctors, who decided to build their own kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Something that basically to combat the BS that's being pushed down the American people's throat. And there's more information that they have, including a big warning of what's going on and what they're working on right now. And it has to do with Colorado and something they're building there. But we'll get more into that on the Rumble side. But yeah, it's some very frightening stuff. And Soul Assassin's right. He goes, that's the scary thing. There are more people who think the same way. That's right. Because most people aren't paying attention to what the hell is going on. There's a clip I'm going to show a little bit later, too, from the World Economic Forum, just to show you how absolutely batshit insane those people are.
Well, some of them, it's not even that they're not paying attention, is they're refusing to look
Yeah.
at this stuff.
ostrich with its head in the sand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits in the future. The only way that's going to happen is if somebody changes some laws, and right now they are completely protected. That's why they did. They passed it for children, because that was their loophole, so that they have protection, and those pharmaceutical companies can't be sued. So, but I know a lot of doctors, they are frightened, and that's why a lot of them are. Well, they have been leaving their practice. I know there's a hospital by me that there is a ton of doctors who are leaving.
Well, here's my thing. Like, I'm not a medical expert, and I'll never pretend to be. I just know that I've gone through the rigors. But I do know what code is, okay? I know engineering, I know software engineering, I know code. And any software engineer that looks at mRNA and doesn't feel the least bit nervous doesn't know what mRNA is. Right. I mean, when you introduce a bug into your software through code, you can have code regression, revisions or versioning control or something where you can roll back your code so that you can remove that bug. Well, that doesn't work when your code is in the human body. And that's what mRNA is. It's literally messenger ribonucleic acid, whatever. But anyways, basically what it is it's a set of code. It's a set of instructions that's bypassing your basic DNA, going directly to the cells and, through proteins and saying, hey, do this instead. That's the whole point of it. Well, what if when it says, hey, do this instead, which is just a code, you're doing a little code insert. What if that code introduces new bugs? Well, you can't code regress. So the person, oops. Like, yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, you're flopping like a fish out of water and half your face is paralyzed.
Yeah.
So
sad.
Yeah. These are hypothetical things we're talking about right now, YouTube.
Yeah.
But you're 100% correct. And like I said, we'll get more into it when we jump to the Rumble side. And yeah, Soul Assassin, I will be bringing that up as well.
But you know what? What's not hypothetical is some of the reports and the actual documented footage of people who have suffered through this shit. So.
Oh yeah, 17 million.
Yeah, well, and see, this is the other thing too. Why they want to do more control over all social media and stuff. Yep. Because you could name your top show on CNN or Fox or whatever it is. Their top views, maybe 100,000 for their best show. And that's at the high end. But compared to what Joe Rogan pulls in, compared to what Alex Jones is now pulling in again, he's back up to 30 million views a day on all of his different platforms.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a reason why they're trying to shut down people. Look at Tucker Carlson. Every video he puts out, he's getting like a minimum of like 6 million to 10 million freaking views on it. Depends on what it is and who the guest is. But sometimes they'll shoot up even more than that. This is what they're afraid of, because people are actually talking to genuine experts, to real people, and getting the facts and doing actual homework. They have the documentation that's coming from these hospitals, from the CDC themselves, from all these places, and they're showing them. It's not that it's like they're just talking about it. They're actually showing the physical evidence of this stuff. They're showing the charts. The guy who got his he got raided by, it wasn't even the police. They didn't even know who it was, but they were tied to it in New Zealand. and that guy's in jail right now because he released the numbers because they do like the when they follow the death of a certain number of people in the
excessive
years.
deaths,
Yeah, and they found the spikes of where they were, and every time there was a spike, there was a pop and drop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this is what they mean by the pen is mightier than the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, when the aristocracy unleashed the internet, because the internet was originally a military application, when they accidentally gave this to the people, you have the vox populi, you have the people's voice that can actually argue back. They're on equal footing with the official narrative or whatever the aristocrats want to say. That's why mainstream media is also called legacy media and dying media, is because they're the tightly controlled state mouthpiece. Whereas when you have people on the ground literally filming events and sending it to social media saying, that's not the official story, this is, and I'm showing it to you as it happens. It suddenly becomes a massive, basically the aristocrats are losing their power to influence people, and it's pissing them off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's another thing they're doing, and Papa has brought it up a couple times about they're changing the definitions of shit. So when they don't like how the narrative's going, they change the definition of everything, so it's going to be a little bit more accepted. Well, if you research it, this is what it says about that as a definition now. It's absolute bullshit. I mean, everything that they've done has been to discourage, to take away hope, to absolutely destroy someone's ability to free think too. And demoralize, absolutely. And it's ridiculous. And this is why I tell people, look, don't go online for all your information. Don't do it. It's time to start going old school with this shit. Look up actual legit books, like freaking books that you put in your hand and look for definitions from now on. You can't trust in the internet. And I think if more people did that, the internet, them being able to influence through the internet, would actually lose a lot of steam if people did that and started turning their backs on that shit. But I know it's going to be really difficult for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, it's pure insanity,
That's why physical media is so important, because they're doing that not just our books, but they're doing it in our videos and everything. They can gaslight you now. They can say, no, that dress was blue. See, I have the video. See, it's blue. But I have the Blu-ray and it's red.
Yeah. Well, that's it. They're going to keep doing that. It's all about messing with people's heads and trying to rewrite history basically on everything, because they don't want us to have any freedoms. Again, some of the psychotic shit that's been going down over at the Davos group and the World Economic Forum, it's hilarious and disturbing at the same time. There's a reason, a major reason why they don't want Orange Man back in there. And it's so much is tied to, we're going to be going to Rumble very, very soon. Real quick, I mean, for those who didn't know, Vivek, he dropped out after Trump won Iowa. And it's funny, they found out that almost all the Democrats were voting for Nikki Haley.
Yep.
And they're exposing that right now, which is hilarious. Why would the Democrats be voting for Nikki Haley? Because they want her to be his VP, and it's backfiring in their face right now. And they're being exposed in a massive way. For those who didn't know, the guy who is her top donor is also the guy who's been funding E.G. Carroll's trials against Trump. You guys know that?
Oh, good.
Yeah. I think that says everything right there. And he went to a certain island, and he's great friends with Woody Allen. And the president of Harvard asked him for a whole bunch of money, and he kept giving it to him. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, this is the cabal, the swamp.
Oh, yeah. Because their plan was to get her as the VP, get Orange Man off the board, and then they have their controlled puppet, which would be Haley. And it's backfiring.
Pop is asking for the link to Rumble already.
Okay, yeah, I'll be. Hold on. Copy.
Well, yeah. Didn't they run out of party change ballots? They had a whole bunch of these ballots that you could fill out if you were a Democrat that wanted to change to Republican. So when they were voting in Nimrata there, aka Nikki Haley, convenient, she changes her, goes by her nickname. Seems less ethnic. Yeah. That's why kudos out to Vivek, man. He's not ashamed. He knows exactly what he is, and I love that about him.
Well,
But,
and his name was also not Nimrod, so.
I know a lot of people have been talking. They want to see Vivek be the VP for Trump. And I'm just going to express my concerns with that. I don't want to see it happen because I really do believe that Trump is going to neuter him because Trump's ego is too goddamn big. And I think he is just going to bury this guy and he's going to make him seem useless.
Well, we saw how much they twisted things before Vivek decided to drop out. What were they doing? Trump said some stuff to dogpile on him, and you had Laura Loomer and a bunch of all the MAGA nut jobs trying to bury Vivek. And the next day, he's like, "Yeah, well, I'm bowing out. I think it's probably best because I didn't win Iowa, and Trump is the guy." Blah blah blah. And that very same day, Laura Loomer's like, "Oh, we love him," and Trump changed his tune too. "Yeah, Vivek's a great guy," and then all of MAGA did the same thing.
Dude, I had so much fun going after her when I seen that. Start calling her a hypocrite and shit. I'm surprised I didn't get blocked right away.
Shit.
I hate those people. They're such goddamn hypocrites. And the thing is, they're sitting there in their little echo chamber, and none of them will admit that they were being hypocritical about it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important. Like, I don't care where you stand. You could be the biggest conservative in the world. You could be the biggest MAGA person in the world. You got to be able to point out this hypocrisy because we are no better than the other side if we allowed our side to get away with that shit. You need to slap them right in the face with their bullshit at every fucking turn. You got to keep these motherfuckers legit.
Yep, and Trina did call it. She said it. She goes, "Yeah, these pieces of shit. They're going to do that. They're going to flip the script as soon as Trump goes, oh yeah, he's great again,' and they're all going to do the same thing, from burying him to worshiping him, and it was crazy. The whole thing was insane. But should he be on his roster? I say yeah. I don't know where yet, but there are still a couple of good people I think in there. Ron Paul is still another great one. There's a few from that bench. Kerry Lake is decent as well, but I don't know what he's going to do. And like Tommy was saying, there is a lot of ego with this orange man. So I don't know. But again, if it comes down to Trump versus whatever insane Democrat, we need this guy in there because they are fucking destroying everything. And we're going to break into some more of that on the Rumble portion. So I did drop a link. For those who are out there, head on over to the Rumble side, click that link, and we're going to be continuing this conversation in a more spicy manner.
Yeah, man. I would like to hear which states are going to side with Texas when it escalates into some type of a hot conflict with what's going on right now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of conflicts that are starting right now around the world, and But folks, please jump on the other side if you want to hear more of.
Real quick, what's going on, Lion Ratton? Good to see you too.
Yeah, man, Lion Ratton.
John's Cave of Comics and Toys.
Hey guys. Yeah.
Pop is saying he lives in Arizona and he don't trust Kerry Lake as far as he could throw her.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I didn't do any research on these other people, but from what I saw in passing, yeah.
Yep. Same position I've been in forever.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying out of what we have versus Democrat, Republican, I mean, there's not one Democrat, not one.
You know what my solution for all politicians is?
Oh yeah. That impalement thing. It's Vlad had it right. I'm just saying, but don't trust any of them as far as you could throw them. And we know what these other evil people have been doing, and don't forget Monday's going to be very, very telling because the rest of it all drops, the old little island list, and that's why a lot of them are running scared. A lot of them are. It's funny how they're not staying in the United States right now. A few people who have been named already. I think that says a lot too.
Trina, have a good one, and Decepticon, happy birthday.
Yeah, have a great night.
Poor guy got a broken right foot. Damn.
Yeah, for his birthday. That's a hell of a gift.
Yeah.
What's up, Terry?
Jeez.
Man, get well, man. Get well. Got to be careful, man. Getting old.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It must have been all that crazy trivia last night.
Probably. He was just slamming his foot on the floor. He was so pissed he missed some of them, right? No, I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, so we're gonna say goodbye to YouTube. We're moving it now, so everyone head on over to Rumble. Goodbye, YouTube.
And be well, everybody. We'll see you next time. Later, y'all.